This is the German Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
Slow means game over.
Hello and welcome to Media Academy Online. So if you're unaware, I am an award-winning filmmaker, but I'm also a professional ad creator. So in this video, I'm going to react to some ads that have been created in the past and give some insight and thoughts into them. So if you know of any TV commercial that you'd like me to react to in the future, make sure you leave it in the comments below and I'll make sure to react to it in an upcoming video. Other than that, let's just take a second to smash that like button and let's begin. So this ad has become very memorable. First of all, they're riding on two different things. First of all, they're riding on nostalgia. That's a very powerful mechanism. And this is a song that most of us know and we all have usually fond memories of it. So picking a song like this plays on that nostalgia. Secondly, they could have easily made this film with a normal person playing the drums on that, but they actually decided to put in a gorilla. You'll see a lot of different ads do strange things like this for very specific reasons. It's to stand out and make it memorable because the one aim of any commercial, you've only got them for usually around 30 seconds. And in that 30 seconds, you need to really make sure you can stand out and having them remember your brand. So then when they go to the store or online or wherever they might be, your brand will automatically come to the front of mind. So that's why they would do things like this. Though when you watch the ad, you can see that there is actually very little to do with chocolate at all, even though they're a chocolate brand. You can see there's a little bit of text at the beginning and you can see the bar at the end. But other than that, you don't really see much. When usually a chocolate brand will show you something like this.
Full cream milk.
With a glass and a half of full cream dairy milk in every 200 grams.
So why would they not just show their chocolate? Well, that's because anything to do with fast food, sweet food, junk food in general, they're very regulated, and especially things like chocolate bars, you're very restricted in when and where you can show them. So by minimizing the amount of screen time that your actual product gets, you have more options in where and when you can show it. So this means that you can potentially show this at certain times when normally wouldn't be the case. So that's why in most parts of the world, if you were to watch a children's TV show, you usually don't see too much fast food shown on screen. It's because it's highly regulated, especially here in Australia. You aren't allowed to show that kind of product during that airtime.
Mayday, mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you... Over. We are sinking. We are sinking.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
What are you thinking about?
This one's been a fun one. It does a few things right. First of all, when you create any business or any brand, you need to first of all understand what you do and what problems you're solving. Now getting to this commercial, it is announcing what its problems it solves, but it also does it in a very comedic way. Comedy is a very, very powerful element to insert to any commercial because it comes back to that idea of making it memorable, making your brand stand out and be at the back of their mind whenever they need to think about a certain product or service. So by adding in that extra element that brings in that communication barrier like this does and making it humorous, that means that automatically you're going to get a laugh, people are going to enjoy it, they're going to remember the brand, but it can also go viral too, and that's another important thing is you can put this stuff on air and that's very expensive, you're getting a wide amount of audience. But what really sets any commercial apart, when that commercial is able to get legs itself, and what I mean by that is people sharing it to their friends and family, and it's effectively getting free airtime through doing that. It doesn't cost anything for that to happen, and it's worth a lot more than actually paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for any TV commercial to get aired. Now this next commercial got suggested by a subscriber, so shout out to you. Thanks for recommending this. And now before I begin, as I said, if you know of any TV commercial you'd like me to react to and give insight into, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. Let's get started.
The way you live your life depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network's speed and strength. Slow means
Game over.
but the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means
Game changing.
choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this gig of life?
Simple, smart ako.
Now, thanks for sending this over. It's always good to get a worldwide approach to these sort of commercials. And it's interesting to see the similarities between this commercial and ones that are shown in other parts of the world. Now, the one thing that all these internet and mobile phone carriers do, they all have one thing in common. It goes back to those two things I mentioned before. They need to break down exactly what they are. Now, these days it's important to not only look at yourself as, supplying internet or supplying phone service to someone. You're really a tech company, and that's the difference, and that's why all of these brands are steering away from what you'd think about would be traditional, just supplying you with internet or supplying you with a phone line or whatever it might be. It's all about giving you the gateway, giving you the keys to do what you love to do. For example, things like Netflix and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Here's a few Australian commercials that have a very similar approach, and will show you that this is exactly how they're approaching it also.
Where you have AR on the go, technology to help crops grow, and new ways to say hello. That's why we're building Australia's first 5G network.
Crazy ideas become crazy reality.
We're doing things differently, seeing things differently, and we're just getting started. It's time for a new generation. It's time for Gen NBN.
And another thing you'll see is when you watch these commercials, you can see there's a lot of fast things. You've got, a fast car, very technical lines flying everywhere, and it's all very high tech and fast. And then we've also got ones like this where we can see things like rockets and all this very high-tech approach to things. And what they're trying to do is sort of subconsciously give you the impression that their service is also very, very fast. Even though it's a car and has nothing to do necessarily with, your mobile phone coverage, they use any approach they can to give the illusion of A, being technical, being a tech company, and also being very fast. So thanks for watching this TV Creators React. I hope you enjoyed it. So just before we end, again, make sure if you know of any commercial, it doesn't matter what it is, where it's from, leave it in the comments below and I'll be sure to react to it in an upcoming episode. But with that said, do me a solid, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. See you later.
Thanks for watching Mini Academy Online. If you'd like to explore more about content, click on this or click on that. Like and subscribe, thumbs up, ring bells, do a dance, sing a song, drink a hot cup of tea or coffee, and I'll see you in the next one.